The way Betis fans, I don't know how to say that, I apologize, football team reduced and left Piazza del Popolo, Rome just hours before a match. I swear it's always football. It's always football fans. Like, nothing against the sport itself. It's not my thing. I don't really enjoy it. But you always see this after a big football match, no matter where it is, what country it's in. In the UK, you have this in just about every city whenever a football match plays. They leave so much trash and leave everything just wrecked, garbage everywhere. Just clean up your mess. It's not hard. Just don't dump your mess where someone else is gonna have to deal with it. Especially leaving somewhere like this. It's just, yeah, deserves to be in this subreddit. Special thank you to my YouTube members and patrons for supporting the channel and supporting my content. How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to another subreddit video. Today we are going to be taking another look at r/iamatotalpieceofsh, because it's been a little while, and you know, we love looking at all of the things that make you lose faith in humanity, just the kinds of people that just really make you feel ashamed of being human. A few of these are going to have to be censored or blurred or cut up in certain ways because YouTube, yay, there is a really loud airplane flying overhead right now. Before we begin, just wanted to say that I'm streaming every Thursday, which is today of this video going out, so definitely go hit that up, 7 PM UK time, so that's like 2 hours after this video comes out. So go hit my Twitch up, go say hi, link will be in the description and in the comments. Let's get into the subreddit, shall we? I just know I'm gonna butcher the name of this place. It's either Tucson or Tucson, maybe? Police searches for man who burglarized gym that caters to children with special needs. Imagine being the kind of person that steals from a gym for children with special needs. What kind of person do you have to be to do that? I can't even comprehend. I don't know. I don't know, dude. I don't know. So here we have an absolute genius here. First of all, genius for filming themselves doing graffiti, which is already an idiot move. Second move of as a genius is assaulting someone instead of running away when caught. Third move of the genius, filming themselves assaulting someone instead of running away when caught. How stupid can you be to not only film yourself doing graffiti on a train, which is already a stupid move, but to then assault someone and film it, and then to keep that evidence and potentially upload it? Or this was on a news website, which means the news was able to obtain first-person footage from the person arrested for doing this. What an absolute moron.
I was trying to deliver a package when I encountered a wild Karen.
If you walk up to me, I'll punch you.
Go ahead.
What are you doing?
You're parking in a handicap spot.
I'm just delivering packages.
No, you are parked.
Bro, move!
I don't have to. You're on my property now.
Out the way. I
Come
got
on.
you the fuck out, bro. Move! What's wrong with you?
Right, so there's multiple layers to this. This person uploaded this to TikTok thinking they were in the right, okay? This person parked in a disabled spot, which is a crime if you're not disabled, which they clearly aren't. Otherwise, they would have gone, oh, ma'am, I'm disabled. Here's my pass. So they're parking in a handicapped spot, which in the UK can carry a fine of 40 to 80 pounds. A person confronts them about the fact that they've illegally parked in a handicapped spot, at which point they start filming, call this person a Karen and say Karen's gone wild, and then they assault the person who's telling them off for parking in a handicapped spot, and all the while still believes that they are in the right. This person is too far gone. They cannot possibly see how, hey, maybe they weren't in the right for parking in a handicapped spot and then assaulting someone and then filming it and uploading it to social media, because as we all know, that's the genius move to do, apparently, is to film yourself assaulting someone and upload it to social media. That could never possibly bite you in the ass. So this one I'm probably gonna have to censor the actual impacts of this, because YouTube will eat me alive if I don't. A car hits a woman and her child is what happens. there. Carrying on though, I've got to say absolute props to the dude in the pickup truck here that sees this happen. Is like, I'm gonna sacrifice my truck to make sure this person doesn't get away. Like, the repairs that it probably costs, I don't know if they'll be paid for because they did do this deliberately, but the repairs that they're gonna have to pay to stop this person getting away, like, honestly, props to them for that. That was a power move. But yeah, person that just deliberately ran over a woman and her child in a pram and then tried to get away with it. Luckily, you know, there was a camera filming and their number plate is fully on camera. I'm gonna have to censor that. YouTube's not gonna be happy with me putting that up, but yeah, fully deserves to be in here. That woman was out of the way, you know, she was up against that wall, getting out of the way to give that person as much room. That person had enough room for like another car to get past at the same time, and deliberately swerved for that woman. So I hope they go to jail. I don't know, I haven't looked into this or anything, but judging by the fact that there's video evidence, they've probably gotten a lot of trouble for it. This is another video where I'm probably not going to be able to play the whole thing. I might not even be able to play any of it. I'll put in some stills. I don't know if I'm going to have to blur anything. I'll just put in some stills. It'll be the easiest way. Basically, there's a parent here with 2 or 3 children and she's giving them weed. She's got a blunt and she's letting them smoke it. A+ parenting right there. I don't know what to say about that. That's awful. That's awful. You don't do that, especially with like toddlers. These kids are like 2 to 3 years old and she's giving them weed. Some people really shouldn't be parents. Some people should never have been parents. And the fact that she's got multiple kids and she's filming, giving them weed and uploading it to social media, bruh, shouldn't be parents. Speaking of people who are clearly not responsible enough to be parents, so what we have here is a gender reveal party where they've dyed a whole river and waterfall. You know, when I said speaking of people who aren't responsible enough to be parents, gender reveal parties, cringe enough at this point. People that are still doing them, don't. There's so many stories of them going wrong. So many people have now got so many negative connotations surrounding gender reveal parties. Just don't do them. No one's gonna watch your gender reveal party and go, haha, great, I'm glad you did that. Everyone's gonna go, really, you're still doing them now? Towards the end of 2022, you're still doing gender reveal parties? And again, no one's gonna be watching them dyeing an entire river and waterfall with blue dye. Probably not eco-friendly blue dye, if gender reveal parties are anything to go on, especially considering the amount of balloons they had on site. I don't think they're really worried about the environment. So congratulations to these parents who don't care about the environment, bringing more humans into the world. Aren't you wonderful? So this next video, I'm not sure who the person posting this to the subreddit was calling the piece of shit, because they said, what a mature way to handle this. So I'm just gonna let you guys watch and then I'm gonna voice my opinion on this.
We just paid these guys $20 to play their bagpipes for an hour so nobody would engage with the psychos. And it's a big hit.
Personally, I think this is great. So, right, time to voice my opinion. The person that posted this to the subreddit, I think, was calling out the people playing bagpipes and paying the people to play bagpipes as the bad guys. No, I think this was the best response. They handled this in the least confrontational way. They didn't go and talk to the people and tell them to go away. They didn't start a fight. They didn't start drama. They just drowned them out. That's like the least confrontational way of doing this. What those guys were doing there, and I saw someone in the comments defending this a lot, who clearly didn't read the signs, okay? They were like, oh, these guys aren't spreading hate, they're just spreading the word of Jesus. And it's like, no, they're spreading hate, okay? You can spread the word of Jesus without telling people if they don't, they're going to hell. The third sign that they zoomed in on quite literally was saying, if you don't follow Jesus, you are going to hell. That's not a nice thing to say. That's not going to make people want to join your church. You are trying to blackmail and threaten people into joining your religion and then calling it a religion of love. If that isn't the most evangelical thing I've ever heard, I don't know what is. There are great Christians out there. Christianity can be great. You know, my family, mostly my mum and my younger sibling, are Christian, and that's great. They're great people. They are wonderful people. They don't go around telling people that they're going to hell for not being Christian. People that do are not Christian. Plain and simple. Atlanta Popeyes calls police on student trying to buy homeless man food. A Georgia State University student says workers at an Atlanta Popeyes called the police on her after she tried to buy food for a man experiencing homelessness. There's two layers to this. First of all is the heartlessness of saying, no, homeless people don't deserve to eat. Second of all is the absolute terrible business model of refusing someone to purchase food because they're buying it for a homeless person. Is a purchase not a purchase? They're giving you money for food. Does it matter where that food goes once they've bought it? Why do you as a business care? But no, they had to go out of their way to care. Even though someone gave them money for service, they went out of their way to make sure that that person could not possibly give it to a homeless person. That's just gross. That's absolutely gross behavior, and also just a terrible business practice. So we got some grown adults throwing popcorn all over a cinema and running away without cleaning any of it up. Congratulations, you went on TikTok, made a mess and left. Aren't you a big person? Wow, look at you. Prank. Oh, that's not a prank. I remember when pranks used to be people doing something to someone, that person would be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you did that. And then they'd be like, haha, prank, I didn't actually do that. I haven't affected you in any way, but your reaction was funny. Nowadays on TikTok, people are like, prank, I just assaulted you. Prank, I just made a mess that you have to clean up that I'm not going to do anything about. That's not a prank. It's just making their life more difficult and then filming it. That's not a prank. That's just being an asshole. Speaking of pranks, here is someone throwing a bag full of water off of a really high balcony onto a group of people. And like, you could argue like, oh, it was just a harmless prank, you know? Water bombs and stuff as pranks, fine. In the modern day, if you're water bombing someone who you don't know, chances are they've got a lot of technology on them, especially students. They're gonna have phones, laptops, potentially hard drives, like all sorts of electronics that could be absolutely totaled by water. In the modern day, people have portable consoles all the time. I mean, previously we had DSs and they were pretty robust, but something like a Switch or a Steam Deck are gonna get destroyed from water. So you can't get away with just doing that anymore because you're gonna damage people's property. But also, a bin bag full of water thrown from that height is gonna hurt. Water is heavy. There are videos of things filled with water landing on a car and the car gets crushed. The kid that landed on head first, that's gonna really hurt. That kid could have a concussion or worse from a large amount of water landing on them from that height, especially in a bag, because then that water doesn't have anywhere to immediately go. It has to get above a certain stress point before the water's gonna go around the kid, which means that kid's head is absorbing more of that force. And the final video to end it up on. Here we have what someone claimed to be they were a environment protester. So this is a mural to a man called Tom Moore, who I believe Sir Tom Moore, in fact, he was knighted. His mural is being covered in actual human feces by this woman. So I've got to go into the context for this. First of all, I'm going to say this woman was sentenced to 1.5 years without bail for this. When reading about it, the reason they were not given bail was because the judge said if they met bail and went out, they were almost definitely going to do this again. So that's the first thing to state. So I've got to go into the context of Tom Moore, because for those of you that don't know, a lot of people outside of the UK probably won't know who he is. He was a 99-year-old man. He did reach 100, who did 100 laps of his property for charity. His goal was if he did 100 laps around his property before the age of 100, he wanted to raise £1,000 for charity. He raised approximately £32 million in total for charity by doing these laps, and raised up to £32 million by his 100th birthday, which was insane. He was knighted by the Queen, he was given like honorary titles, and unfortunately not long after he turned 100, he got COVID and he passed away, which is sad. But this man was amazing. The fact that he went to that much effort at the age of nearly 100 years old. This guy could barely walk, needed 100 laps of his property for charity. He had nothing to do with anti-environmentalism. This person, as a protest, poured human feces over a mural, a little statue statue to him for something that had nothing to do with him. They vandalized a thing to him for no reason, for a cause that he wasn't related to. Oh, I'm fighting for the environment, they say while vandalizing a cherished man's monument for no reason. No, you're not protesting the environment. You're just not. I mean, there are plenty of ways to protest the environment that don't involve pouring human feces over the statue to a 100-year-old passed away man who raised millions of pounds to charity. There's plenty of other ways to do it. And that's where I'm going to end the video, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed. Oh boy. If you want to support my channel in making more content like this, then I have a Patreon in the description down below, or equally you can click the join button on the channel to support me. But by no means should you feel like you have to. I'm going to keep making content regardless. Genuinely, it helps, but like, I'm going to keep making videos. Go check out my Twitch because I'm streaming every Thursday at 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. UK time. So go drop by there, say hi. Special thank you to all of the people that do support my channel over at my Patreon and as YouTube members. All of your names are up on the screen right now. Thank you guys so much. You all mean so much to me. It means a huge amount. You guys make it so much more stable for me to do something like this. I will keep making content regardless, but the supporters do make it a lot more stable and a lot easier to keep doing it. So thank you guys so much to all the people that do. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, everybody, and I hope you have enjoyed. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Peace out.